Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our talk show. I'm Josh,
And I'm DJ.
and welcome back to the number one podcast in this room.
Number one podcast in the room.
Logan Paul says in the world because he can prove it. Because he has statistics. We're the number one.
Everybody loves us.
Everyone in this room.
I feel like doing stuff like that is a lot like sucking your own dick.
Oh,
It satisfies you but nobody else. You know?
well, yeah. Kind of like messing with a lesbian.
Alright.
Gives you something to do, get you nowhere.
Well, I mean, unless you're me. I've dated lesbians.
Oh, well, you a rocking chair. Gives you something to do, but it gets you nowhere.
Every once in a while,
You can leave the rocking chair?
That's it. You can, don't forget to have audio versions on Anchor FM, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasts. In case you don't want to see Josh's face, then I totally understand.
Louisiana is still under effects of Ida, so if you would like to go help, the link is down below.
Louisiana, New York.
Yeah, well, New York's in the news.
I know. Also, this month is September, which is National Suicide Prevention Month. And as such, our charity for this month is the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, which the link will be down below along with the number, I believe.
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
I didn't know there was a number. Now I do.
Right there.
Now I know.
It says 1-800-273-TALK.
That's 8225.
If you don't know how to spell talk on your old school phone,
Or your new school phone.
right, because
You weren't texting in middle school. The R was the hardest one.
gotta hit the button 5.
I remember that one phone I had at our old house in the trailer, and it got orange Fago in it. But I could only call Brent because I knew exactly how many times to press it because I couldn't see the screen.
Just old people that live. Hit the like and subscribe button so you get us
Every Tuesday and Wednesday.
every Tuesday and Wednesday. Do we have a random fact?
We do. Psycho was the first movie to show a toilet flushing. The Alfred Hitchcock movie. Dun, 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 dun. Or the shower.
And they showed a toilet.
Yep.
flushing? Like what?
That was in the 50s?
Worst part is like the people not.
Well, before that was like silent film, so it wouldn't matter if the toilet was flushing.
To flush the toilet.
Just-
Like, area,
Yeah, like,
so they had to physically shoot the toilet. You know, did somebody take a shit in the toilet first before they?
I think it had to do with some kind of. With the shower. Because it makes it cold water up north or some
I
shit.
have no fucking idea.
Man, these are just random facts,
I mean,
man.
I know like if you're in the shower now and you flush the toilet, you get cold water, obviously.
The water heater, yeah.
You know, even though it's not using hot water in the toilet,
I know.
it's just,
But it just like, shuts off for a second.
right. It's like it stops doing what it's supposed to.
I know the way you're looking at me is the same way Jason looked at you when you were talking about thunderstones, so.
Right. Like you're
But you're like, Jason, one day you're going to need this knowledge.
right. Get up to the front of the gates.
Imagine if you're at a bar one day or in Vegas or some shit, random place, and they're doing trivia, and you're sitting there like, what movie was the first one to shoot a toilet flush? And DJ's like, fucking A. We're going to win it. We're going to win it.
Going home with the money today.
Psycho. Like, Again, yes, our hearts go out to North Louisiana, and I guess the Middle Coast. How did the hurricane go? It just went like, I thought it like broke up already.
It went up and curved through like it always fucking does. There's a bunch of them.
Our first viral news is 14 dead in New York region, aimed historical flooding caused by Ida.
Someone posted boobs on the bottom of. Oops. There's just titty.
Where?
It should be in your notifications.
I just see it's DJ.
No, in one of the sites, somebody straight posted a link to boobs.
Oh wow.
Oh, hi, Sonia.
Can't hear him. Say something.
Hello.
It's on. Oh, it turned down.
Hello.
No, you're good. You're good. Don't touch that.
Hello.
I fixed it.
Oh, but I turned it up now.
Here. Don't mess with the settings.
Hello. I turned it back down.
There we go.
Can we hear?
So we have Anchor FM, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts.
Hello.
If you didn't hear DJ
Hello,
earlier.
Sonia. Can you hear me?
It sounds like Frozen.
Huh?
Sounds like Papa King.
Sued.
Dude. But yeah, I saw on TikTok. It was like going into the subway, but I thought it was like I didn't see the signs of the subway, so I thought it was like China.
Oh,
But apparently it was New York.
Yeah, well, you got to think all the subways are underground, of course.
Well, apparently
like,
the mayor said there was going to be a flood warning or something, but not to this magnitude.
Well, then you got to remember, water always goes to the lowest point, right? It's not like it flows upwards.
Well, New York's higher than the rest of the places, ain't it?
Huh?
So New York City was higher than the rest of the.
Right, but the subways are still low.
True.
Right, and the water doesn't care how high you are now; it cares where it's gonna go.
It didn't flood the streets.
It flooded the subways.
And apparently, like homeless people are in basements and stuff like that.
People still using the subways, abandoned buildings. It was bad. But New York's never really had that issue.
No, it's the extreme weather prone first ever flash flood emergency.
Right, because
Coming from that way, we think it's coming from the ocean. It's coming from south.
from behind them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess their flood things have to do with the ocean.
But that's actually our first news. You didn't even read the news.
That was the news.
You didn't read it though. You were
It's
just
14 dead in New York region.
Yeah.
Aimed historical flooding caused by Ida. That was the news.
And I mean, like, it's a tragedy, 14 lives, right? But to think only 14 lives.
That we know of.
Right, out of a whole city. Right. They'll still be cleaning up and finding
Someone
stuff.
reported them or found them.
Right.
That's sad. That's crazy because those homeless people did not get the warning of a flash flood because they're in a basement.
Right. Well, it's the worst part is like how long will standing water be there? Like that's the next
true.
thing. And like I saw clips, they were still running the fucking subway while it was flooded.
Because it's on an automatic system.
Right. The subways were still going.
The time they got notified, it was still running.
Right. People were like standing there in floodwaters as the train pulls up.
That's like the shit you see in the movie, like when the devil comes out of the ground and it takes all the sewer drains up, but all the water is coming from the sewer coming onto the streets.
Yeah, it was
You're just like, what the fuck?
Coming from everywhere, there was so much of it.
And there's probably a lot of freaking sinkholes.
You know,
like that guy that walked on the sidewalk and fell straight down.
Right.
So now you have all that water doing that crap.
Well, and you can't see the sinkholes.
When you touch it, you can fucking
cars
collapse.
driving over manhole covers and flipping them up and doing crazy shit. It's like I said, is
They do have flood, what's it called, prevention stuff. But like I said, I think it's towards the ocean.
Right.
Coming in.
Well, again, they don't get
floods.
They don't get that kind of stuff. They don't get floods. They don't normally get hurricanes like that. Every once in a while, yeah.
It comes from this way.
Right, but it comes from the other way, So, all right, enough sad news.
Oh.
What do we got going on?
Marvel's Shang-Chi smashes Labor Day box office records.
So that was what was it, the 10 Rings movie or whatever?
We saw the 10 Rings and Iron Man and everything like that, but that was I guess it's the same group,
Mm-hmm.
but it had to do with alien tech. In the comics, it's actually rings. This time it's that fighting style when they put the iron rings on their arms.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's about that one. In the comics, it's actually rings.
Like rings on your
10
hand?
rings, yes.
That's weird.
But,
But there's actually a fighting style where,
Yeah, no, they have that.
where it's like literal rings on your arm.
I was trying to watch the bootleg. I couldn't do it. I have to wait till it actually comes good. Like a good...
Why are you watching bootlegs? You work at a drive-in.
Because I'm not going to the drive-in.
You don't want to go to work to
I
watch.
just fall asleep. But no, but then people who reviewed it showed some good scenes or whatever the trailer showed,
Mm-hmm.
and it looks like some pretty dope fighting scenes and stuff like that. And what we all care about is the ending credits, which featured Wong from Doctor Strange and Captain Marvel and Bruce Banner
For the next upcoming.
for that next upcoming thing.
The worst part is they had a lot of plans and stuff in development for
Eternals is supposed to come out before Shang-Chi.
after Phase 5 or whatever it
After
was.
the pandemic happened, yeah.
And then the pandemic.
Like right now, we're supposed to already have She-Hulk on Disney Plus. Like all the other things that we watched already was already supposed to happen last year.
I like the What If. I thought the What If was. I've been
And
telling.
it's getting better.
I've been telling Bob to watch it because it's it's really.
If you did keep it for the what if, the what's it called? The tentacle god came back in the Doctor Strange one that we saw in the first episode. The one that Agent Carter went into the portal with.
Oh,
What happened?
Sonya, this just in.
Uh-oh.
Sonya
Breaking
said,
news.
Soldier hits girl in front of the queen. I'm sure that didn't go over well. Like, which I don't know the
Hits what?
hits the girl apparently, just some little girl. You know, I think the big problem right now is the royal families in the news so goddamn often right now between what's going on with the son.
Oh,
and
that
the
was in
new-
2015.
Right, the new wife and baby and stuff like that. Like, there's just so much royal family drama.
Yeah.
They even turned it into a goddamn show. Like, they started a show called The Royal Family.
Oh, didn't they have that upset because what's her name? They left.
Mm-hmm.
The prince.
Yeah, the prince and his wife, which is the actress from Suits.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the girl that the guy was in love with
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
or having sex with or whatever.
Oh, wow.
She married
She married the prince.
she
Prince
married
Harry?
the prince, right? And then so she didn't. I guess she didn't realize okay,
Oprah interviewed them.
you right because of all the stuff that happened. I guess they didn't realize what it entailed meeting in a royal family, right? And she was so shocked that she had to bow to the queen. It was just his grandma.
Everyone bows.
Right. But I'm she's still the queen, okay? Just because it's his grandma.
Her husband was in the royal guard.
Right.
And she would laugh every time he dressed up.
Right.
Because he had to stand there still when she walked by.
Right.
And she would just giggle at him.
It's.
Well, rest of the soul, he
It's,
died. But
it's
like,
the
yeah.
rules and stuff like that.
She's the fucking queen of England.
Right. You married a prince. That doesn't make you a princess.
It's like
you gotta.
it's like you're in a swap shop. Like, you married her son, but that's still your boss.
Right.
Like,
Well, I mean,
she's your
you don't-
mother-in-law, but at the end of the day, she's,
You don't bow to your boss, but I mean,
you got to listen to your boss.
Right,
Like,
but
there's still rules.
You married the prince. That doesn't mean you can't bow to the queen, right?
Yeah, she's
you're
above
still
you. You're a
right.
princess. Okay, Jasmine, you need to calm down.
Well, but there's still certain rules, certain etiquette. The way
Obama bowed to the queen. Trump didn't.
that's because you're an asshat. You're supposed to bow to the queen, regardless.
Especially if you're visiting her country.
Right, even if you're not it's still the queen. Have some goddamn respect, some
Don't
common
touch the
fucking
queen.
sense.
You bow to the
Right.
queen. You do not acknowledge the queen unless she acknowledges you.
I'm just saying, right? Because first off, that bitch don't care. She don't care that you're the president. She will fucking have your ass murdered, and there's not a goddamn thing nobody can do about
There's
it.
still things that they're allowed to do. They just don't do it anymore.
Right.
They're more
I'm just saying,
civilized now, but they will off with your head.
if that's what she so feels, it's just to think about. It's like they say we have the top military in the world. It's well, China and Europe, their military aren't so small. So I don't know that that's something I'm trying to test, right?
Right.
And
they get their kids at 14.
And
Remember
if
that? They get trained at 14.
it's simple enough just to bow to the queen. It's not you're a queen. That's
like, who are you not to bow to the queen?
right. That's how it's done. Bow to the queen. Move on. Don't
You're in her home.
don't fuck around. Right. Oh well,
That's rude.
it's just like saying, right? Here you come here to meet the president. You shake the president's hand, take a picture with him. Stuff like that. That's the custom. You don't bow, you don't have to bow to the president. That's not what the president's
Or you
about.
go to the inauguration, which some people didn't because they were golfing.
There's a golfing. better golfing than. But I mean,
He did leave the letter, though.
each place has their own customs,
Traditions.
and traditions and stuff like that. It's like tribes; they have their own customs, their own traditions, their own stuff. And
In
you
Sparta, he looked
when-
at his wife if he could kick the bitch in the fucking hole.
in my opinion, when you go to these type of places or places like this, you should respect their customs.
If you really want a breakdown, watch Star Trek.
Right.
Because that was their thing. They would go to different worlds and have to respect their culture there.
I don't know that I'm gonna take Star Trek as my legal Bible. for
No,
those
I'm
type
saying,
of things. But
when
like,
they entered a different planet, they had to go by their customs
right,
and their culture.
I get what you're saying. You know, that's you know.
You can't just be like, hey, you can't hit your wife. Well, there you can. So,
But
I wouldn't say anything.
But I mean, even like that came into question a lot of
For
times.
their
because,
morals,
right?
yeah.
Because like that's a whole other episode. All right, moving on. I'm tired of talking about the
Disney's in the news.
Disney's always in the fucking news.
Guest fight breaks out on the Magic Kingdom's ferry boat.
Boy,
And there's a video of a woman fighting another woman.
I see TikToks all the time of just brawls breaking out at Disney, right? Like, because you have to think, all
But
right,
you really have to type in news Disney to actually get it. It doesn't ever show on the beginning.
That's because the new Disney owns a lot of the newses.
They do. They own ESPN, ABC.
You know, so the reason for that is so they're not in the news that often. You know, even though they're in the news
alligator ate a kid.
Right, so goddamn often. But if you scroll through like TikTok or YouTube or stuff like that, you can find people fighting in Disney all the time. All right, and the biggest problem is because it's such a high traffic area. It's hot. You're spending up all your goddamn money. You've got your kids who are acting like little assholes, you know, because they're in Disney like they ain't never been nowhere and got no goddamn sense.
Parents are upset because the food's so goddamn expensive.
Right. But that goes back to spending your money. And then so now you're walking around in these high traffic areas, and a lot of the times it's a misunderstanding, right? Like kid bumps into an adult, and the adult just keeps fucking walking, right? Because maybe the adult didn't notice, or maybe, you know, whatever. But a lot of it's, you know, it's like, oh, two people. Like I saw one, right? They pulled Grandmammy out of her fucking electric scooter, right?
Grandmammy.
Pulled Grandmammy out of the electric scooter and started punching her in the face.
And no one stopped us?
Oh, there was plenty of, but that started other fights.
I would have.
Right? Like,
if I see anyone beat on a Grandmammy.
Well, yeah, I'm saying, I'm like, yo, you can't beat on Grandmammy. Like, look at her, Jesus.
I'm waiting for DJ to come in and just fucking plow through everybody.
That's
enough.
I just start walk up knocking people out. Like, nobody, poor Grandmammy family laying on the ground, too. Like, they don't know.
DJ helps Grandmammy back up, put her in a chair.
Whoop everybody's ass here, go Grandmammy, put her back in the chair, and then just like anybody else wants something, touch Grandmammy again. Like, I don't know.
Beat my son up. Like,
I
didn't know.
He was in the way. I didn't know if he was Grandmammy's or not. Like,
they didn't have shirts saying one was Grandmammy.
That's right. You know, wear colorful shirts to match.
So I know which family.
So I know which family you belong in, right? like Grandmammy got on pink. All right, you got pink. You got pink. You got pink. These motherfuckers got turquoise or red.
They're getting beat up.
They're getting beat up.
If you're not wearing pink, you're getting beat up.
If you're not wearing pink, I'm just saying though, like, how are you gonna throw Grandmammy out of the fucking
That's sad.
out of the wheelchair? But
DJ doesn't like when you came at Meemaw to beat up Grandma.
I cannot stand. Like, what did Meemaw do to you to deserve what she's getting right now? Like, she'd steal your piggy bank.
She goes, "You're not my inheritance." Wow.
Meemaw got it.
Yeah. Did the bill go through yet?
Shut up, Meemaw. You ain't got shit anyways. You're just as broke as I am. Like, like, what you mean inheritance?
This is why your father left us.
I don't want to inherit. I don't want to inherit no goddamn.
Your wife's a whore. You
No.
know, Grandmammies can say anything they want. It doesn't have to be appropriate. They've lived long enough and earned it to say whatever the fuck what they want.
Can't wait to get old. Just walk around outside naked in my robe.
That's one good thing about it. The bad thing is I don't know I'm doing it.
Show passing cars, my dick just
Looking off little children.
You know.
That's the good side.
Do
of it.
old people shit.
The bad side is I don't know that I'm doing it.
I don't get to remember that I've done it. You know.
Our next news: Walmart giving more than 565,000 workers a raise.
You're blowing through news pretty quick. You can calm down. But wait, 565,000 workers a raise?
Yeah.
I believe it when I see it.
They all get a quarter.
I mean, well, no, it's supposed to go up a little bit.
That's only in Florida.
You know.
Here's another sign that workers are able to command more pay in this COVID-driven economy. Walmart, one of the nation's largest employers.
You know, but a lot of places are giving raises, doing bonuses, sign up bonuses. Like there's a lot of places that are like, hey, after your 90 days, if you're still here, bam, extra $500.
And there's some places fire you if you don't get the vaccine.
And right, and then there's some places fire you for that, fire you for other stuff.
I saw that shit on TikTok. Are you firing us? No, you're terminated.
That's the same thing.
I know.
That
shit's crazy though. The world we live in now.
I'm
glad that Walmart's doing something.
You got places that are paying ridiculous money for people to come work, because they can't get people to come work those jobs because people are so afraid of COVID.
Especially Walmart and stuff, being around people all the time, and in a closed space.
You're touching foods, you're touching stuff, when you're restocking things.
Sure, when they apply, like, can we just work in the back?
Right.
Or stock overnight.
Work away from people, stuff like that. That's like a lot of Walmarts used to be 24 hours, and there's not a lot of Walmarts that are that way anymore.
They're not doing it.
No, McDonald's shutting down by like 1. They're out.
They're not even open at 4. They're open at like 6.
Right.
6 now.
So
you can't get your morning coffee.
Can't even get your morning coffee if you start early. It's like I said, it's all crazy. Like, I don't think it's gonna go. This is the new normal. People are like, oh, I can't wait till it goes back to normal. It's like, this is normal now.
I thought it was going to another breakout happen, and they reduced masks in certain areas, and
that's it.
But again, it's still fresh. It's not like 10 years go by and then the mayors know what to do,
right?
Or the governors. No, still don't know what the fuck what to do.
This isn't 30 years later.
No,
right?
And they don't want to shut down because they saw what happened last time.
Right. Well, some people did, some people didn't.
But now they have opinions. Before it's like, oh yeah, the whole world shut down. We need to shut down.
Right.
So now we're the only ones in a crisis, basically.
Well, they've always had opinions, right? Like,
but now they don't have proof, though. Now they have statistics and what happened last time.
Why do you think we had hippies back in the 60s and shit? And like, everyone's got a goddamn.
We don't love, not war.
Opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one.
But now we have statistics.
Yeah, but that may change a few people's opinion, but it's still.
Last time we shut down, no one wanted to go back to work, and they want to live off unemployment.
Half the time we get opinions, people look at them and it's like, oh well, it's fake news, and da da da. And...
But no, these are facts. No, don't care.
Nope, don't care.
It's not how I feel. God, I hate arguing with someone like that. I feel like you're wrong, so you're wrong in the story. Like, no, I have facts.
Should have just made the cake.
Should just made the fucking cake.
Would have been a lot easier,
He had an opinion.
I was talking to Sonya about that the other day. I was like, the cake doesn't have a goddamn gender.
2 years old.
Because it really shows the state of the world, right?
You have the right to refuse anything. You have the right to not to do anything you want, DJ.
Right, but
regardless of your title.
Again, right? If you're a cake maker, make cakes, right? If I'm, you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, you brought it down to the basic simplification. Yes,
because that's
but that's not.
It's simple.
The case.
It's quick and simple. If you make cake, make cakes. If you don't want to make cakes, don't make cakes. Like, I don't know.
That's the same thing. Oh, I can't marry this girl. Why? Your religion. Fuck your religion.
No. Yes.
No.
Absolutely. If I'm in love with a woman, her religion isn't good. I'm still in love with her. Right?
But
I may not like her religion.
But it's the same thing as the cake maker.
I don't gotta join her religion just because I married her. That's so crazy. I'm not marrying a religion.
That's their rules. I don't know what to tell you.
That's like that Scientology shit where if you leave Scientology,
you gone too far.
Right? You gotta fucking leave your wife.
We're not talking about the Scientology shit.
I'm like,
that shit's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, but that's that shit. That it's basically the same shit. Like, what is that? That does not make any. Why would I, if I choose to no longer practice a religion, right? And my wife want to practice that religion, that's fine. Why would I stop loving my wife? Because that bitch don't practice, you understand? Like, I don't.
Okay, that's the first one. The first one is when you join a religion and found this out in the first place, why the fuck you stay?
That's true. I wouldn't have stayed to begin with.
So what's the gimmick here? Oh yeah, by the way, if you ever leave, you can never talk to your family if they stay. Yeah, no, I'm good. We're not gonna.
Right. I feel like that like wasn't in the fine writing.
Right,
like they didn't tell you that to begin with.
And by the way, if you're in this program, you can't get pregnant.
That was a later a later rule. You know,
After you got indicted.
right? Like,
Oh, I know you're part of our family. By the way.
by the way,
That's right. So you signed your life away.
you can. But this all started with employees at Walmart just getting more money. Like,
This is worse than the
you know.
pyramid scheme.
I was just saying, you know. But that's good. Walmart, you know.
Good on them.
What was it last month? They were giving away educations.
I think so. Yeah, they're doing scholarships.
Right. I wonder, you got to be work for Walmart for 78 years, and then you get to be the manager of one Walmart.
Of one.
You
I
know.
don't know that when Walmart first started, all those employees are rich as fuck now because they got stock instead of pay when they first opened the Walmart and Sam's. So basically, we went to the store like, oh, here, I'm going to work here and be your cashier. Like, oh, we can offer you at that time. I guess it'd be like $3 an hour plus stock. I guess. And next thing you know, when Walmart blew up, bitch, you a millionaire, bro.
Right. You never have to work again. You
Home
the
Depot did the
richest-
same thing. They
richest
paid
cashier.
They paid the first store basically half cash, half stock.
You know. That's the worst part. You get places like Eckerd's that just fell out. Blockbuster.
Radio Shack.
You know, Radio Shack. Actually, I think there's still a Radio Shack down in Lake Worth.
Let's find out.
The one off of right next to
Circuit City.
The trip. I hadn't heard of Circuit City, and I'm surprised Staples is still around.
No, it shows me Best Buy. There is a website still.
For Radio Shack.
Yes. Well, it's not that bad. I guess you can still do online. Oh, Toys R Us still has it online too. Wow, there is plenty of Radio Shacks.
I feel like when the buildings and stuff fit, like having a place, because a lot of people don't want, especially with the pandemic and stuff. A lot of people aren't going out, aren't doing, you know, the shopping and touching things, and like the worst part is you can still touch things. Nobody told you can't touch stuff. Just wash your fucking hands before you touch your face.
There's no Radio Shack in from Hollywood to Lake Okeechobee. Nothing
Yeah.
in between.
You know what they need to bring back, and they need to get down here is a Krystal burger.
They never had one in West Palm.
I know,
I
and
think
that was their
you know what
big
it is?
problem.
I think what it is because we're south, and most the elderly
Right.
down here, they're not Krystal Burger's not gonna attain, and they have to
Boy.
compete with McDonald's and.
They wouldn't. You put a Krystal burger right where Burger King is right now, and they'd slay people.
But statistically speaking, there's more elderly people than young people.
I'd walk to Krystal Burger.
How'd you lose all that weight?
Walking to Krystal Burger every day. Not by shopping there, because I got 40 Krystal Burgers when I left, but by walking back and forth.
40 for $10.99. What the fuck? Hell
Fucking
yeah!
right. That's what,
Like when they had the what's it called nuggets at McDonald's.
Oh, the 50
50
piece.
piece?
Yeah, 50 piece and 2 drinks for $12.99.
That's it. That's what we're getting.
I'm like, fuck, grab me that. But I'd eat all 50 to myself because I'm giant. Like 50, that's a pit stop for
He
me.
needs it though.
I probably
He could have
don't.
stopped at 20. But
Probably
he
don't.
needs the extra 30.
Needs the extra 30. I probably could have sacrificed 30 and been okay.
We're just again, it reminds you of what's his name from what was it, Family Guy and Roseanne, the guy from Roseanne.
Dan?
Yeah, but the skit from Family Guy, it's like, can we have
Oh.
more?
Oh, yeah.
You can have my leftovers.
But there's never anything left
That's
over.
DJ with 30 nuggets.
And they're just fucking sitting there withering away. As he's fat as hell. Yeah.
John
But-
Goodman.
John Goodman, yeah.
But he lost all that weight.
My wife told me, you know, because she went to G-Star and stuff like that. She told me John Goodman came there, but he was drunk as fuck when he got there. So, like, he sat down in the chair, fell out of the chair and shit. And I'm like, you sure that wasn't a skit? And I said, no, he smelled like
If
alcohol.
I had to go to a fucking G-Star school, as a percent, if I had to stoop that low in my celebrity career, I'd probably be drunk too.
What do you mean that? G-Star's actually a pretty
Not a
good.
real school.
Uh,
Now, if he was going to Juilliard, I can understand.
They don't have a Juilliard in Florida.
Well, exactly.
G-Star is the
School of the Arts.
the high school of, you know,
Listen, there was
just
no,
like South Tech. If you want to go to a car school, you go to South Tech,
it's not a school.
but it is a school.
Vocational school.
They have regular curriculum, you know
They
that,
don't
right?
have a football team.
Well, I mean, that's not fair.
Sports makes you a school.
Technically, John, I wouldn't have been a school for a long time. They didn't even have a football field or JV.
But they still had a team.
You know, I'm just, that's so crazy.
They
So
have a
if you
field, but
don't,
they have a
if you don't
team.
have, hold on, That's
They were
crazy to think
rebuilding.
about. Wait,
They were rebuilding the school, asshole.
if you don't have a team, right? Like some type of sports team, you're not a school. Did you ever play sports?
Yes.
What sports did you play?
I played soccer in middle school.
And no, but we're talking about high school right now.
No.
In high school, did you play a sport?
I played team sports in gym. It was a curriculum.
That's not.
This guy says if we need a podcast editor, he got me.
Oh,
Send him a DM, make an order.
Make an order. There's all kinds of people that
They really want us.
We can make your podcast famous and great.
You show me a preview for it.
Wold and I reacted to our video.
Did he?
Yeah.
We sent a video?
But just I don't understand how one makes the other. A school is
Talk to the school district.
a school is a place of learning. A place where you're taught things.
Including sports.
But you're not taught sports, you play sports. I mean, I guess you're taught like routes and things like that, but you're not actually.
I can't play you in Madden. I don't know what the fuck that nickel shit means. You do.
Like,
I don't know what it means to do this blitz crap.
I don't know that shit either. I didn't
you
learn
know
nothing
how to
from
read
sports.
the plays.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I couldn't play you,
I'm
Brent,
not-
or Bob.
I'm not
because
Bob.
you guys know how to read the fucking plays. I just pick whatever my wide receiver's going long. That's like,
Wherever my wide receiver runs for. I just don't understand how sports maketh the school.
it's the school district's rules.
Right. Well, but fuck the
Become
school
an
district.
official school.
You know,
If not, you're a charter school or a vocational school.
again, fuck the school district. I don't listen to him. I never listened to him before. You know.
Listen,
And it's not like I'm defending the school, right? Because the school wouldn't let me there because I was big, which really pissed me. That's a whole other story for
what, South Tech?
South Tech, G-Star, because I applied to a few different schools.
Well, maybe you didn't get the audition right, like in Victorious or something. G-Star.
I apparently didn't get the audition right.
Maybe your voice didn't do the deep thing yet.
It was, hi, I'm DJ, and the one school said we didn't have the staff to
Wait,
deal with you.
you were an asshole as a kid, though. Do you blame him?
I mean, not
Maybe
like
you
it wasn't. I didn't walk in and go, hi, I'm an asshole.
But did you give up
Right.
the asshole energy?
I mean, apparently at
Did
6'7",
you do that thing you do when you go, I'm big, and I'm going to do what I want
I just.
kind of energy?
I walked in and looked excited
Maybe
for
you
the
didn't
school.
even know that you pushed 6 people out of the way when you walked in.
Probably.
Because you're just like, who's going to stop me?
The biggest problem is I think what it was is I was just too sexy. At the time, I was just
I
getting
don't
into
think I
high
ever heard
school.
your radio voice.
I
That's
was
what it
tall.
was.
I had the beautiful voice, and they just couldn't handle me there. So they were like,
Well, no,
"We're not going to be able to keep the bitches off of him."
I think what happened
So-
to G-Star is they knew if they would have accepted you, they would make you a tree a lot during plays.
I've
You'd
just been
probably
a
get
tree all the
upset.
time.
You probably get upset and start fighting everybody.
I would be upset if you just made me a tree all
But
the
you
time.
played the part, like you are.
Like I didn't just want to be
All
a
you
tree
do
all
is
the time.
cast shade. Like maybe you would have impregnated the school. They don't know. Like
Whole school, little DJ babies.
maybe like right when
Oh.
the teacher walked in, and he walked back out and it's like, I can't teach that kid.
That's-
Didn't you sub? Oh, as a student.
That's what
You're like the guy off the second Grown Ups when the kid came for the last day of school and had tattoos on his. That was you.
That was basically the reaction when they saw me. Was that's why they said we don't have the staff to deal with.
Middle school
him.
did. Johnny JD and Mr. Burke. He was like 6'5".
You know.
He was a teacher and then he became a principal.
The other one was well, we don't think he'd be a good fit here.
I mean, because you can't fit.
Knowing that I was working in auto body
No, you couldn't.
on the weekend.
You couldn't fit
I,
in the garage. It was only 6'2".
I'm pretty.
Remember, it's South Tech. They didn't have a lot of budget. Like,
Oh man.
maybe it wasn't just you. When your brother walked in, your dad walked in, you all were fucking 6 foot something. They're like, no, we can't deal with this family.
Well, it was just me and my dad. Tom didn't go. But still, Dad was 6'1", so yeah.
Yeah, he was 6'1" because
I
he was
guess.
slouching. When he stood straight up, he was like
Yeah.
6'3". Like,
But these are things I would have liked to learn and do and be in, and
you gotta do it in a regular school, in a regular drama class, and
Yeah.
anime class.
which, just ended up being horseshit anyways.
The anime club?
No, the drama and stuff like that, because I was in drama class and was in the drama club afterwards. But of course, I also wanted to play some type of football. And I told my coach, I'm like, listen, this day is drama club day. I won't be here for practice.
Boy, you were here.
Right.
You were a football player. Look at you.
Right. And then I got that kind of shit. And I'm like, well, I really don't want to repeat myself.
Big and tall people went to South Tech.
Right. No, I wasn't allowed to go there either. And I kind of told her, I was like, I really don't want to repeat myself. I've got...
See, there's that. I'm big.
Right.
That's why South Tech didn't let you in.
Well, because, again, I was a lot bigger than the coach, and I'm just like, well, there's really nothing you can do about it. You can kick me off the team, which then gives me the time to go.
During your John I career, before you applied for these other schools, was there any incidences?
No, I applied for the other schools before I went to John I.
Well, in middle school, was there any incidences when you got in trouble a lot? I know they weren't your fault, though, but was there any incidences like
Not...
that? Because, they get your school records.
I defended myself.
So they say
that's not...
David Griffey had 6 incidences. Like, the whole team jumped him. Like, oh, that poor guy. And then you walked in, they're like, oh, this makes sense now, this report.
That could have been
He walked out on teacher because teacher said, "You bet you won't." Like,
I'm just, I don't know. Like, I guess you're right. Maybe it was my fault. But I just defended myself. I didn't start it.
If you're telling the coach, "I'm not doing this," he just puts in your school record.
Well,
DJ is insubordinate.
Like, I mean, it's not really insubordinate if you think about it.
Well, no, I know from your point of view, but you know how teachers are.
I was signed up for the class before I was signed up for football.
We had to make a decision.
No, I didn't have to make the right. Like that's the thing. Like I didn't have to make the decision.
But see, they think it's for the kids, but it's not. It's for the teachers. And like, oh, you're big. You're gonna stop the whole team. You need to play football.
I was a fucking D tackle. I had three different plays. Like I didn't. It's not like I had much to learn. I wasn't gonna stop being big the next day. Right. It was.
You took drama. You shrunk.
Right. It was right. It was one day. It's not like I was missing 5 days worth of practice.
Teacher walked in and goes, "Can you change practice on this day?"
Right, like
for everybody, not just me.
It was after class. It was an hour of practice, or the drama, which was an hour.
You wanted drama?
I don't know. Whatever.
Oh,
Moving on. I'm tired of you. You're irritating me already.
Sony will no longer offer free next-gen upgrades for its first-party games.
You said Sony. I thought you said Sonya because I looked at like why is Sony offering upgrades for?
Sonya's like, no, fuck you people.
How does Sonya upgrading people on their free games?
I don't know how Sonya does.
Okay, so hold on. Well, next gen upgrades for its first party games. Okay, so I'm
for instance, like you got the new Spider-Man.
Right.
Like if you bought the PS5 and said I have Spider-Man, and then they would give you a PS5 version when you brought your PS4 version in.
That's a thing?
Yeah, there was.
No, I didn't know that was a thing. I already expected if I bought a PS5, I was going to have to buy a PS5 version of the game because they're not just going to give it to me for free.
Well, the good news is you won't have to pay Sony extra money to upgrade your PS4 copy of Horizon. Bad news, Sony ain't doing it for nobody else.
Well, I mean, why would... I expect it to... Like,
right? It's not like
Sony wants money.
It's not like, hey, I have Grand Theft Auto 3 for PS3. Can I have the PS4 version now? Oh, no, I have it for PS4. Can I have it for the PS5 version? No shit, you have it for the PS4. Because it's been out for fucking 12 years.
Everybody's got it for the PS4. It was $4. Like, I'm not going to give you...
It was free at one point.
I'm not going to give you a $70 game because you have a $4 game. Like, and if you have the $4 game, why do you want the $70 one on the PS5? It's the same fucking thing.
Because it has better graphics.
I don't know. No,
because it's a better space heater.
Not better not enough graphics.
That reminds me. People went after this guy. You know who? Like, hi, I'm Austin. YouTube, Austin Evans.
Yeah.
He does all the computer tech and stuff. It's the reason why I know how to build a computer.
Right. He's on MadPat sometimes.
Yeah. So, the new PS5 next gen came out.
Uh-huh.
And it's smaller or whatever for the things. He did a whole review on it. Like, I don't think it's good as the first gen.
Well, and that's the
'Cause it
thing about
lost-
him. If he does a review, boy, he does his homework. Like, and he goes.
Well, no, he took it
goes
apart
ham.
with another guy and everything to compare the old PS5 to this one, and it's like smaller here, but the heat sink is still the same.
Right.
Meaning now we don't have heat spread over. Now it's in a compressed area.
So it's gonna be worse.
He was explaining why it's worse. He did the math and everything like Matt Pat does.
Right.
The internet attacked him.
Oh, I'm sure they did.
He had to make like a reply video going, listen.
This is
I
just the
dig.
facts, right?
Yeah, that's basically what he said.
I'm
He was-
sorry, I'm just giving you facts here. This
He's
isn't
under
my
fire. He's like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you get the new PS5 and it's fucking 3 pounds lighter. I want
Right.
to know why it's 3 pounds lighter.
fault. Right.
So when I looked inside, and it's less space for heat to go across, and it's less
Right.
heat sinks.
Which you want
It's going to be hotter around the processor chip.
right. You want your heat to
Now I don't
dissipate.
know if it's going to damage it more because we don't have that kind of. I'm not Sony.
Right. I'm not gonna sit there
Yeah,
and wait.
he said I'm not Sony. I don't. Well, I'm just saying, mathematically speaking.
Well, and then you have to think about it this way, right? So he didn't say, but common sense would tell you, okay, think about it this way. The original PS5s that came out were literally overheating in their display cases.
Some of you.
Okay.
The Xbox 2 was smoking.
And then, so now you've taken
And they showed the heat thermal thing and how much heat it takes
Right.
off
and now you're condensing the heat into one area, which is going to make it hotter.
in
right?
that one area.
In forges, right? When you heat, the more compressed the heat is, the hotter it gets because it's folding back into
It has
itself.
nowhere to go.
Right. It's not escaping. It's just getting hotter and hotter and hotter.
I don't care how much heat sinks you put in there. Or
Right.
Heat thermal thing.
So it's the same thing with the PlayStation. The more, and then like,
Oh, they mentioned yours. The old PS Pros being like a jet engine.
right, after so long because it collects so much dust and shit. But yeah, no, it's gonna get hotter. There's no way. I don't.
Just the way it's designed. I don't know. You guys want to put more cooling fans or more exhaust ports?
Well, and that's the other thing too is every year it's about.
I think it was the digital version too. It wasn't even the one with the disc drive.
right, but you got to think. So think about it this way, right? The way Sony and Microsoft, Xbox are Microsoft. It's always how small, how much more powerful,
like a phone.
right? How much more graphics? How much
Can we fit? Well, this is
Right.
the first time I actually used computer graphics.
I mean, you got to
compared-
think like the Switch, right?
They're using phone graphics.
Right. And it's a smaller, more compressed, but it still does the job, you
Yeah.
know.
But now they heard the new Switch Pro that's going to come out is supposed to be not mobile graphics.
Yeah. I was a little pissed. They put out a dark blue one right after I got my teal one. But I don't care.
Did
I
they
put
really?
I put Goku all over it, so it's like
Yeah, you put the skin.
I don't even really see it.
Our last news for today is Florida man says he tried to show off on the first day in a high-speed police chase.
Huh?
He was showing off during a high-speed with his date. So he decided to do a high-speed chase.
High speech.
High-speed.
High speed chase.
High-speed police chase.
It's a high speech.
He explained to the chase as an attempt to impress his passenger.
They needed. He used big words.
He said, "Hey, remember that scene from Suicide Squad with the Joker and Harley Quinn? We're gonna do that."
That's just That's just fuck.
Why'd you do a high-speed chase? Why didn't you stop?
She's
I
just-
wanted to impress this girl.
She's just screaming.
She's like, "I like bad boys." You like
Yeah.
bad boys?
No, when the cops finally probably pulled her. Now he's got speeding, reckless
Or
endangerment, kidnapping.
Kidnapping.
Well, yeah, because the bitch is probably like, the fuck?
It's our first date. I told him to stop.
Right, kidnapping. He's going to prison.
Endangerment.
Endangerment,
Resisting arrest.
resisting arrest. Right. It's probably
And he was off with a warning because he's Florida man.
because he's Florida man.
No, he didn't. I'm just
It's
kidding.
probably, oh my god, that probably just sounds so bad.
And that's all we have for Raw News.
I can't even. Oh yeah. I can't even think like.
You're just
like,
driving down.
you're just
Looking
driving down
There is a cop. Unless
right.
you think a cop's gonna pull us over. You want to see something cool?
No, I don't.
You wait till the cop gets out of the car and you fucking take off.
That just No, that doesn't seem like a good time,
Not a bit.
right? Like I'm just thinking about it from the like I at this point I can't think about it from his point of view because I couldn't get my head that far up my ass, right? So like I'm thinking about it from her point of view. Like she's just sitting there. She's like, this guy's kind of, you know, but at least he's got a lot of money. And then like, yeah, that happens.
Why
Now
aren't you stopping?
now I'm scared to death.
Why aren't you stopping?
You know.
Ain't this cool? No, it's
No,
not.
pull over. What are you doing? You're gonna have an accident. Like
Your
gonna-
Honda Civic can only
they're
go.
gonna- bro, as soon as he'd have slowed down, right, to like take a turn or something, I'd have bailed. I'd have jumped out. Been like, just
Oh, you're just assuming because he's a Florida man. They always stop when they make a turn.
right. Even when they're running from the police, you know.
Grand Theft Auto.
Because you see, like
Why
they'll
are
get
you
on off ramps and like they'll have to
why
pull up
are
onto
you
the curb and stuff like
stopping
that.
To turn.
Oh man, as soon as he'd have slowed down enough, or what I thought was enough,
Could have walked out.
I'd have just, you know.
Then the police arrest you for bailing.
I'd have waited for I don't know what's going on. Please get that person. He has my purse still. You know, like kidnapping.
He's just like, why are you unbuckling your seatbelt?
Oh man, I just so crazy. I can't do it. Could not do it.
Moving on to trying the wife's cooking, and apparently
Sorry.
we have.
Now we were censored. Played it too long.
We actually have trying the wife's cooking this week.
Actually, have trying the West cooking.
She is back
I saw that one.
this week. So what am I trying, DJ?
I mean, it's a rib. It's basically, I guess it. I don't know. I think she said they were Korean ribs or some shit like that. I don't remember. I just ate some of it and went about my business. What do you? I like how you picked up the McDonald's box though, so like everybody thinks it's McDonald's, but it's not. He just went in and got one rib out of the kitchen.
I like it.
Couldn't be bothered to grab the plate of ribs, just one rib in his McDonald's box. Trying the wife's cooking, sponsored by McDonald's.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
McDonald's made ribs.
McRib.
McRibs. No, but
I like it.
the
Ooh,
flavors were pretty.
a little spicy.
I don't think there's no spice in it. Soy sauce.
I'm on fire.
A little bit of pepper to you though
There it
is you know.
No, I like it. It's good.
You're not able to eat pepper, which is really weird. Like anything that has pepper in it, you just might as well throw it out because you're gonna cough the whole
It's
time.
cayenne pepper.
Any pepper, Josh. Any pepper
I eat green peppers all the time.
that we put in anything, you're like.
I eat banana peppers. I eat jalapenos.
Jalapeno.
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 I give it a thumbs up.
I just, like I said, I thought it wasn't too bad, you know.
Recipe down below.
Recipe. Do we have the recipe today? Well, hot diggity damn.
That's how I knew we had Trial cooking.
How?
I woke up to it.
Well, you would have had some last night, but you
But
decided not to get your ass out of bed.
I died.
I died.
I died. I didn't even answer Brent's phone call.
Brent called?
Yeah, I gotta call him back today.
And you didn't
He
answer?
texted me saying he's gonna lose a follower.
Huh?
He texted me going, "You're gonna lose a follower."
Really?
Like, damn, Dick.
You better call me back or else I'm not watching your show no more.
So I give it a thumbs up. DJ liked it too with his cauliflower rice.
Yeah, she did it over rice and stuff like that. I had cauliflower rice.
Can you taste the difference?
Not really. I mean, cauliflower can be substituted for a lot of stuff. You had it as
I did.
mashed potato the other day.
Couldn't
Didn't even
tell you
notice.
if it was different. Well, all that cream sauce or whatever, because it tastes like when you put gravy on mashed potatoes, all it tastes is the gravy, not really
Right.
the mashed potatoes. So the same thing was in the roast. Whatever flavored the roast was on top of the cauliflower.
Vegetables are like that. You can really mask them if you need to. You know?
It had
But
no bad aftertaste, nothing. They just tasted like my mindset mashed potatoes with what's it called?
Right, the
With
roast.
gravy or whatever on it.
you know, your mind was wrong.
It's fine. I ate it
Well,
still.
That's why we waited until after it was you eat it. Right.
This is lettuce.
Oh my God.
It's green.
Should have just made you the BLT and then fed it to you. Not, you know. It's green.
I would have noticed.
I thought the BLTs were fucking delicious.
I loved it.
Well, you also didn't have BLTs.
I had
you had BB.
BBC.
Yeah.
Bologna, bacon, and cheese.
Yeah, that's right. You didn't even. You had a BBC.
I had a BBC.
You like the BBC?
I do like
don't you?
BBC. That's Dr. Who.
Mm.
All right, 2 questions before we end. What do you think would be the most useful thing you could do with virtual reality?
Fight wars.
Like in a video game?
Basically, but on
Oh, like
on a
Guardians.
deciding factor.
Like Guardians of the Galaxy 2 when they're on the basic video game for their starships.
Right.
And less casualties.
A lot less casualties. Especially if you could agree to get nations to decide things on that. Like if you're going to have a war.
We're going to go to virtual.
Have a war.
In a video game.
In the video game, but,
Make sure there's no glitching or cheating.
a lot less casualties, penalties for the cheating and the stuff like that, like
Okay, cool. Because you want to whatever talent you have as a soldier would be,
would still be transferred over. Yes,
it's not like, oh, we're playing on a controller. If you're good, you're
Right.
good. No, you're actually you're in the war. You're just somewhere else. That's
Right.
kind of I like that.
it would.
I would think it would save a lot.
It would. Yeah.
Probably didn't even go to war because no one wants to do that shit.
Well, no, you still would. They still would, but again, you'd have a
I mean,
lot
like
less.
last resort. Like I guess we're gonna do virtual war.
Right, you'd have less casualties. You wouldn't be, but you have the problem is
But there'd be no
leaders.
sacrifice.
Right, leaders don't care about casualties.
Because
Because they're not the ones. It's not like back in the day, right, where it's like Abraham Lincoln's George Washington going to war.
They're the front line.
John now
Adams.
your president that once he's president, he don't see nothing. He's not allowed to drive his own fucking car
Ever again.
outside. Ever again.
Even when you're done.
Like no offense, but fuck you. I'm the president. If I want to drive my goddamn car, fuck you. You better get out of my way. Okay, like that. I don't. Oh, well, you could die. Well, that's my fucking decision. Get the fuck out of my way.
Hey, that one guy at Nintendo.
Right? Like
Can't-
that's crazy.
the
Just
guy- The guy from Nintendo can't ride his bike to work because he's too valuable.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Okay, I'm not gonna not be able to ride my bike to. If I want to ride my bike to work, I'm riding my bike to work.
He's just like, hold on, I'm more experienced driver
Right.
than the driver driving my car.
So you're telling me I'm gonna be making high profile decisions,
But I can't drive.
okay, deciding whether people live or die, but I cannot drive my own fucking vehicle.
One less thing you got to worry about.
No, get the fuck out of here, bro. Like you're absolutely that's absolutely fucking insane.
I'm sure it wasn't always like that. I'm sure
Okay.
something happened. And
Yeah, JFK got shot in the head.
But he
That's
wasn't
why they
dri-
don't use convertibles.
he wasn't driving. No.
No, but it's the same thing, right? Like they don't use convertible cars now.
No.
Right? Because JFK was shot.
They use a tank. They
Some-
use a tank limo.
Right. Be hit by an RPG and still be fine. But that's just absolutely insane. Like what the fuck?
Well, what's his name? When you say Eisenhower used to leave for months, I think that's what
Yeah.
Obama told Jerry Seinfeld. He would just leave,
I don't think
not tell nobody.
I don't think it was Eisenhower. I think it was
Roosevelt.
Teddy Roosevelt.
He just said someone left for like months,
He just
like a month.
just
And it's like,
disappeared.
no one
and
knew
they
who he was.
Couldn't
No
find him,
one knew.
nothing.
And that's why they can't leave.
Right. That's why I couldn't be president. Right.
Where the secrets on his own, didn't you?
Where's President D? Fuck if we knew.
He's
went to-
6'7".
He went to take a shit and somehow disappeared.
He's 6'7". What do you mean he
Like,
disappeared?
I'm just saying.
He took his tracker out.
You're basically like now again, of course, the government does a lot of fucked up stuff in the background, like to
It's not just the
you know,
president, it's other people.
right.
too.
It's all kinds of other
DOD
people. It's not
and
FBI, all kinds of things. They
even
do.
in movies, the president has deniability when they meet aliens.
Right.
Like, what? There's aliens.
Right,
You
right.
knew this? You look at chief of staff.
Oh yeah.
How come you know more than I do?
Right.
Well, Mr. President. No, well, bullshit.
I just is even simple things like that, like, oh, you can't drive yourself. You need to get the fuck out of my way.
So you can't eat bacon anymore? What?
Like,
I'm not the president.
because if you don't get the fuck out of my way, I'm gonna kick the shit out of you.
You can't kick me back.
All right, and you can't. Right, there's nothing you can do about it. I'm the president.
Me and the queen are leaving for lunch,
That's it.
and I'm driving her.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
You and the queen, sir? Me and the queen.
I'm just saying.
Y'all
you
can
know,
follow.
But virtual war would be
I think that'd be good.
would be
I think that's
you know
a form of peace.
right basically instead of murdering
War.
thousands or millions or getting people killed
You got that
and
United Nations?
loss of limbs, fucking walking on landmine, losing
If
your
you
leg.
can't afford the virtual reality world, when would be important to you?
Right, like and then have discussions and figure it the fuck out.
Play one game of Monopoly.
Right.
And that's how World War III started.
That's right.
Our next question is, what do you think has been the biggest change that has happened in the last 50 years?
I got married.
I was going to say we had a black president, but okay.
Oh,
That's a big change.
it was a first, yes.
That's what I'm saying. Well, in the last 50 years.
I thought he was a great. I liked.
No,
I
I know
liked
I'm saying he was
Obama, so
good.
I don't even,
He had a strong voice.
know what to say about.
He was
People
a
like to
cool
make fun of the
president.
pausing. The
Oh, when he was reading?
yeah.
He wrote a book and he did it on tape. He's like, so the book's even longer because of you reading it? Because I have to enunciate every word I say.
But the biggest change.
Well, the pandemic.
You can go into a bank with a mask on now,
So the
and
pandemic.
they don't shoot you first,
Yes.
right?
Or you
How
can,
can I help?
or you can not go into a store with a mask and a police officer questions you.
Right.
Where's your mask?
Technically, lots of changes over.
I guess the biggest would be the pandemic.
Well, no, I mean over the 50, they've had a couple of pandemics over.
Not like this one. This was a worldwide pandemic.
I think they all were, but what do I know? I'm not a historian. I don't fucking know. I don't know that type of shit.
McDonald's got the McRib. That's the biggest change.
McDonald's got the McRib. Yeah.
The ice cream machine worked.
Szechuan sauce came back.
I've been seeing on TikTok that they have a live action Rick and Morty with an episode with Christopher Lloyd.
They keep saying that, but that's not. It was a PR stunt, obviously.
Well, no, I saw the first one when he came out, and then I saw another one where he's just standing over Morty going, "The next 100 years, Morty, RickandMorty.com."
Yeah, but it's 30 seconds of.
Is that it? Okay. Because I saw the first one, and he just walked out of the portal.
Right, and that's
And it
15.
ended.
That's about 15 seconds.
And that ended.
Right. You
And then
just see him, and then
the
it's
next
another
one,
15 seconds.
He's like, "Did you change yourself into a pickle again?"
Right. It's not.
So okay, it's a PR thing.
You're right. I don't think there's no actual episodes or anything.
And I was like, "Why is the new stuff showing up?" Like
not-
they're remaking certain scenes, like with the Szechuan
Right.
sauce. And then do you turn yourself into a pickle
they're
again?
they're doing the famous stuff basically.
But not as good
I mean,
as the Wendy's.
it's got
The chicken sandwich is a bruiser, Morty. Fuck, you're after me,
I
Morty.
thought the PS5 one was better.
Yeah.
Tell him about the graphics, Morty. As he's sitting there counting
Morty, don't
the cash.
block it.
Right? Yeah, Morty. They don't want you to stand in front of it. Just stand next to it and tell him about the graphics.
Tell me the processing.
Oh yeah. What about the memory? The memory, Morty. He's just counting fucking cash out.
Oh no, we're stuck in a Pringles commercial. Fuck.
Yeah, some of their commercials have been great.
Don't look down, Morty.
Don't look down, Morty.
Wendy's is trying to get us.
Wendy's is trying to get.
What do you mean?
All right, I've had enough of you.
And that's
today.
all we have for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to catch us every Tuesday morning between the hours of 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. and Wednesday night between the hours of 4 p.m. and 6 p.m.
You forgot to say the word Tuesday.
So Tuesday morning.
I don't think you did. Also, don't forget we have audio versions on Anchor FM, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts, and wherever you get your podcasting needs. I just like doing
And the
that.
charity this month is suicide prevention.
Also, this month is September. So September is National Suicide Prevention Month. And as such, our charity is the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, which the link and the number will next episode be down below. But the number is 1-800-273-TALK.
That's good. I like that. And Louisiana's still in trouble, and other states. So if you like to help,
Keep them in your prayers.
there's
Find
a link
ways
below.
to help. Do whatever it is needs to be done. And the link for trying the wife's cooking if you want to try some different ribs.
Episode 140.
Yep, 140. Wow, that's a long time.
It's almost 150.
I know.
And if you are a podcast editor, if you need a podcast editor, this guy over here in our comments.
Apparently, check these two out.
Hit him a DM.
He'll help edit edit your podcast.
So stay tuned and see you tomorrow.
Toodaloo, motherfuckers.